I first learned about sex when I was in 3rd grade in my mom's car. My mother explained it pretty bare bones to me. It's like you've got a key and then you've got a lock, and the two just...
The first time I realized it was for procreational purposes was with some older friends of mine. And we remember looking in some kind of book that I had, and they were like, oh, sex is how you make babies. And I was like, no.
I first learned what gay sex was when I started doing theater around the age of 10 or 11. It just seemed like, oh, these two things, you don't necessarily, or you didn't grow up necessarily hearing about them going together, but I guess they do. And then again, I didn't really think much of it for the longest time until I met someone I was interested in.
Mine was like pretty much as good and as comfortable as it could be. I just have a weird hymen story because I had a weird hymen. There is this misconception about the hymen that it actually breaks or like your cherry pops, which about 95–99% of the time is untrue. So I had what's called a septate hymen. If you imagine the vaginal opening, it looked like this. So it's just like the hymen was just kind of right down the middle, basically looked like I had 2 vagina holes.
We'd fooled around. We had done pretty much everything that wasn't actual sex. We didn't have a time limit set, but we knew we wanted to wait until we knew we were really into each other. He had just performed in Sweeney Todd, and I went to see his closing performance. And I remember just sitting in this room with him with no one else I really knew. So at one point I looked at him and he just looked back at me and I said, "Can you show me where the bathroom is?"
I was kind of nervous going in because it had been tugged on a few times and it hurt. It was a little bit of an audible pop, which was scary. And then I bled for a little while, but then we managed to do it.
I just remember it being so freezing in that house. I just needed to get out of that room. He took me to the bathroom and it just sort of happened. When the moment was right, it was very right. And when he switched on the heated floors, I knew it was love.
You know, when you have sex for the first time, it's never gonna be the best sex you've ever had. And it certainly wasn't. And I got sore after a little bit because of my weird hymen. I think that I'm very fortunate overall having sex for the first time and for the following couple of years was a very positive experience. And I'm proud to say I'm still active to this day.